And we're live. Oh, I do like your guys' little signature over there. That's nice. That was a good choice. I don't
Just
think you need
yeah.
to put the companies. Well, welcome. Happy Monday. Obviously, you all know me, but I don't know if you know my wonderful guest over here who also did mention, and I just want to say I have been bestowed the honor of having both of them in the same space at the same time at the same desk.
We don't do this. So
This is
we
fantastic.
we've never done this. We've
We've
never
never done
done
this.
a stream like this.
Oh my God. This is. I'm blushing over here. It's not the fact that I just ran right before we started. But anyway, this is so cool. I've got to meet Chris in person. I'm going to get to meet Kapehe on Wednesday at the Vercel meetup. But I really appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with us today. And we'll chop it up. Without further ado, why don't you give us a brief introduction there, team?
Yeah. You go?
Yeah. So I'm Kap or Kapehe, either one. Um, I am head of developer community at Vercel, and some of my intros are usually like things that will be yours. I live in Colorado.
Just take all of them and then I'll
Okay.
just fend for
He's
We
myself.
just
live
going to
in
say
Colorado.
ditto.
Yeah.
And we both really like rock climbing. That's like our non-tech fun fact. We're quite obsessed. It's so Colorado.
Yeah.
Very Colorado. This hat's actually from Colorado. Fun fact.
Nice.
Nice.
So, oh yeah.
Hey, I'm Chris. I am director of DevRel over at Laravel. Um, you did the Colorado one. I'll just tack onto it. We moved here a year ago. We just hit the 1 year mark, and we have just tried to just be Colorado. Like we got e-bikes. I think this year is going to be like the paddleboarding year. We've done a lot of hikes. The Subaru.
We don't,
We don't
but
have it.
but my parents just rented one when they came to visit us. It was which one was it?
I've never seen that Subaru. It was giant.
It was giant. And we're
It
like,
was a big
dang, we really
Subaru.
like this car. But it's like a brand new Subaru that's out.
Yeah.
That's funny to me because here in New York they don't rent Subarus, so it's that Colorado that even the rental car companies give you Subarus. It's just
Yeah.
like standard issue Colorado. That's
Yeah.
great. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much again for being here. I kind of want to get started because we've had conversations here and there before, and a lot of us know where you are currently, but I want to go way back. I want to hear a little bit about how Cap got into tech a little bit, how Chris got into tech a little bit, and then where it all came together. This harmonious marriage of tech that has evolved to what it is today. So, ladies first, Cap, why don't you give us a little bit of a TLDR on your backstory here?
Yeah. So I used to be a flight attendant, and
Hmm.
my degree is in aviation science. So I'm like an aviation nerd through and through. And being a flight attendant was great, but I didn't want to do it forever. So I started looking at other career paths that didn't require me to go back to like a 4 year college. And boot camps were all the hit back then. So I went to a boot camp, and the way I got my first job into tech was going to a meetup. And they
Hmm.
asked for like people to come demo the projects that they're working on. And I got up and I actually got my first job in tech from that demo that I did at a meetup. So I'm like
Wow.
through and through like meetup fan because I'm like, that's where it all started for me. But I worked at like a agency in Vegas, and I mean, we built whatever in whatever technology for anyone. We learned a lot. And then that's when I actually slid into his DMs. I was like, "Do you know any
Oh.
like?" Oh no, I'm mixing that up. I slid into his DMs when I was at the boot camp, and I was like, "Hey, do you know of anybody that's like hiring in Vegas?" And he was like, "No, but you should come to the meetups." And that's when I like started going to Vegas meetups. Anyway, so then we just became really good friends, and uh, then I started working at Auth0 doing technical. It was R&D content engineer, which is like a technical writer. Then I went to Sanity and I did DevRel stuff there for 4.5 years, and now I'm at Vercel doing developer community stuff. And
And there you are.
it's been a great path into tech.
The meetup Stan, that which apparently has generated a lot of things for you, including a marriage. So go meetups.
Yeah, go meetups.
That's awesome. Before we get over to you, Chris, I speaking about like the flight attendant and your degree being very non-computer, computer or software programming related specifically, like what are some of the transferable skills that really stick out to you that you took from your previous career to where you are now?
So I think like customer service is like a
Mm.
big part of being a flight attendant, and customer service translates very directly to developer community because you're listening to like things that people like, things that people don't like, and how can we tweak to make the community happy. So it's like customer service is a big one. And so I was on the leadership team in my final years as a flight attendant. I was a flight attendant instructor, and I would so flight attendants have to do an annual recurrent training where you have to like ensure that you can do CPR and that you can
Hmm.
evacuate a plane in 90 seconds and all this stuff. So you do all these drills. I led those. Um, so one thing that we all got was we were trained on customer service by Disney. So we went to Disney World
Oh.
and we got like 3 day customer service training from Disney, which they're the best in the world, you know. And so I take a lot of the things that I learned from Disney and I use it today.
That's hilarious. But I mean, I think customer service or again, just like people interaction, huge,
Yep.
huge. That's like across the board, so many different industries where you get a lot of experience in that and then are able to take that with you. I love that. That's awesome. Chris, what do you got? What do you
Yeah.
got for us? Tell us a little bit about Chris.
Yeah, I have been in. I gotta like calculate this because I've been saying this, but I think the number keeps changing. I
Well, it
started.
does because it keeps getting further and further away.
Yeah,
Yes.
you just keep getting older, and
Yeah, keeps happening. I don't know what's
yeah,
up with that.
yeah. So I've been in tech a long time, like 22 years now. Building out like a website for my neighbor was like the first thing I ever did, and uh, so that was kind of like my beginning. Somebody gave me like a bootleg version of Dreamweaver. I don't know if you all know
Oh,
Dreamweaver,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, that thing was like $800. So like as a kid, getting that gifted to you was like, oh, I have to learn how this works. So started learning how that works. Figured out it was terrible at writing HTML. So then I like did it myself. So from there, basically went straight into like writing a blog for technical education. And it was essentially my journal of what I'm learning in tech, what I'm learning for web development. Uh, got that to a pretty good size. We were doing like 4 million page views per month by the end of it there. Um,
Wow.
that got acquired by DigitalOcean in 2019. And I went to go work at DigitalOcean for 4 years. And then from there, I did a little bit of AI work, and I am now here at Laravel as of like, oh, almost 2 months now.
Yeah, a couple months. Wow.
Yeah.
Was that was that something that was always on your radar? Like what kind of prompted that? I mean, obviously you've worked with PHP for a while in Laravel, so it's been there, but how did that all kind of come about?
Yeah. Well, I've been using Laravel since 2013,
Mm.
since version 3. Um, the blog that I built was on Laravel, and I built a CMS on Laravel. Don't ever build your own CMS, terrible. Um, but yeah, I've just been working on Laravel. Like I went to DigitalOcean, talked about deploying Laravel to DigitalOcean, and now with Laravel having Laravel Cloud and that whole scenario, it's like all of my favorite things in one box. And the Laravel community has just been always so kind to me. So I thought it was perfect.
Yeah, I love that. I honestly, for both of you to have announced what you were doing in these new roles, I was like, this makes total sense. They're like, how important was, and I mean, again, looking outside of where both of you are, Vercel has this huge, thriving, very energetic community, and Laravel's community is fantastic. I mean, obviously, I play with some Laravel as well. We've got Leah down there too, who it's another Laravel stan. I am pointing, Jeff, by the way. How important is the community aspect to both of you as far as these roles go? I mean, it seems like it's kind of influenced a lot in the, I don't want to say the decisions, but both of your journeys. So, how important is that as far as like an element when you're looking for roles?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to like equate it to something in the real world, right? Like you just have a good feeling about the communities, and it's not anything like concrete, right? But you just have, oh man, I was waiting to see how long this word came up. It's the vibes, right? Like
Did you hold off on saying vibes?
I was trying to.
Why were
Uh,
you trying? Let me
yeah,
ask you this: Why
I
were
missed
you
2 times.
trying to hold off?
um,
You
darn, it's
could.
always the vibes.
It's
It's always
always
the
the
vibes.
vibes.
Here's the thing. So I have been in both communities. I don't code in Laravel.
Hmm.
Like I don't really know that side. But I have given talks at Laracon US and Laracon EU, both on community, because community is like super important to me. Whether it's like your own personal community or your work community or like your friends, like finding yourself in a good community is super important. Laravel has a really welcoming community, and I learned that at Laracon US. Like I'm in JavaScript land, but you all accepted me still. And then I like come to the Vercel community, and this community is just like filled with like the nicest, most like intelligent people who are trying to just get their project out. And it's like each community, whether it's Laravel or Vercel or Rails, whoever it is, these are people who are working on stuff that matters to them. And so how can we like put them in a place that they need to be? And that's like what our jobs are, is like finding them where they want support the most and giving that to them. Both are really, really great communities filled with good people. And I've met so many from each one. And it's just like fun to be a part of that.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Both I am involved in as well to some extent. Not as obviously not as much as you guys, but I'm very familiar with both ecosystems and communities. Love both. There's some Twitter links, of course. Twitter's down. The one thing that I staged, like I set up the links for the Twitter accounts, and Twitter's being
Is
a
it
Did you
down?
say
beast.
Twitter's down?
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
it keeps crashing, and this whole thing keeps losing access to it. So there's definitely something going on with it today,
Mm.
which is unfortunate, but we'll proceed on. Obviously, you guys are both in some sort of leadership roles. A lot of hours, a lot of involvement, just being like building a community or building a DevRel team. There's just tons of work that goes into that, and being that you are both a couple and have a family together, um, I, no, I'm back.
I think we lost Jason.
I knocked my microphone.
Oh, that was
How do you manage that kind of workload?
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever
Twitter
got
got
Twitter
me.
got him.
Um,
yeah.
it's because I said it aloud. It's like it comes after you if you say it. Um,
Yeah.
how do
That'll
you how
find
do you
you.
kind of manage that work life balance when all of it's happening all there under one roof with all of that time that needs to be? I mean, admittedly, it's a lot of work to do what you're doing.
Our source of truth for everything is our calendars.
Yep.
And like we put dedicated like date nights on there. We put dedicated like office hours. We put, like we have our nanny, we have like things are in there, and we treat everything like it is a meeting and a non-negotiable. So like we have struggled with this for years, and we've tried to figure out like, oh, what works the best for us. Like sometimes we would wing it and we're like, well, just whatever works this week, we'll just whatever. It has now come to every Sunday night, and we did it last night. Every Sunday night, we do a weekly planning, and we go over each other's schedules, um, and like who's going to be doing what, even when it comes to like house chores, like, okay, I'm doing laundry this day, and you're going to be cleaning out the garage this day. So, like, things are very like organized.
Hmm.
And because of that, we actually have a lot of like brain space to work on the creative stuff. And we don't have to be like, wait, I need to get what done? It's just in the calendar and it's scheduled.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we see it like last week we didn't plan, and last week felt terrible. It felt like chaos. It felt like there was 100 things coming at you at once. Um, so just putting in the time, especially like having it on the calendar, getting it done. Even and like I have to work on this personally because we do a great job, I think, together. I think personally, um, especially with the new role, I have tried to adjust for. Um, I personally like getting into the weeds, like recording videos, like writing content, coding, and a bunch of stuff. But a lot of that stuff requires that deep focus work. And there's just pings and messages and all these things that are important, right? So for myself, just trying to figure out like, oh, let me plan every night personally. Like we do a good planning the family on the weekly basis. Uh, just trying to plan every night of saying like, oh, these are the two things that need to get done tomorrow. And if like nothing else gets done, that was a good day. I think for me, that's like what I'm trying to get
Ugh.
to. This was one of those
Ugh,
good things,
I
Jason.
love that.
The
I'm so
yeah,
glad that you're both here. Seriously. I've been like dying to talk to you guys. One thing that I always really found to be inspirational is how you guys dedicate the time to each other. It's so hard to do, especially with everything that's going on with families and jobs and stuff like that. So I really admire that in both of you. How how do you, if you were to kind of look like what's one thing right now that is your like go-to tool that does help you keep organized outside of that calendar? Is there something else that you guys use specifically? Any sort of productivity tools that are really in focus for you right now?
yeah. I love that everybody
Yeah.
in chat is like
Yeah.
calendar. It's calendar, right? Like uh, I've even seen some people time box their tasks. I've
Yeah.
tried.
I do.
I'm terrible at
I do that.
it. um, but as far as like specific tools, I think the hard part is every tool is just so not geared towards like what we need or what I need personally. Like it just feels like we need to build a to do app, which I'm getting closer and closer to wanting to do more and more.
Hey, V0 could do it.
Oh, there you go. There's a little task for you. I'm trying to think. Do you feel like there's one thing that you kind of wish you could tweak with what you're doing right now? Like, do you feel like you're not giving something enough time?
It's a good question,
That's a really good
Yeah.
and it
question.
changes per day.
It's
I can't think of anything specific, but yeah, it does change, and that's the thing that we've learned is we adjust quickly. Like if if something's lacking, like I don't like not eating right. Like we really like to eat right, and the best way to do that for us is to meal prep. And so I've had to like set aside time in my week to meal prep, and if we don't do that, if I don't like live to that, then the whole week is kind of messed up when it comes to meals. And then we just like go out and like,
mm,
oh, let's go to Panda Express today. And,
oh yeah.
you know, but we just really care about like that kind of stuff, but we're not perfect at it by any means. And so we just have to like kind of do checks with each other like, hey, I really need to like get back into the gym. Can you help me? Or I really need to like focus a little bit more on work. Can I just like get a little extra time? Like so we keep each other in check, but we also like can adjust to whatever we need for that week because every week is different.
Yeah, I mean, overarching now that you're saying it, gym for sure for me.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one for me too. It's hard in the when it's cold for me.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
predominantly a runner, so it's like, oh, well, there's always tomorrow. Maybe it'll be warmer tomorrow. Maybe it'll be
Yeah.
warmer tomorrow. How do you manage grace in those moments where you feel like you fell short?
I I think for both of us, especially like having done this a lot now, it just comes with the knowledge that like, hey, it's there's like next week and there's next week and there's next week. Like to beat yourself up over something because you missed the gym like I don't know 70 days in a row. Not that that happened to me or anything,
That was a pretty
but
specific number, Chris.
uh, but yeah, I think it all comes with like, look, it's consistency and longevity over any sort of yeah, immediate thing.
One tip that I kind of like keep running in my mind a lot is I forgot where I learned this from, but it's pretty much time is our most valuable thing. So don't steal time from your future self. And that's
Mm,
like the procrastination. So I try and like my focus hours, like at work, I just really try and like not procrastinate because I'm just stealing my most precious thing, and that's my time from my future self. And so that's like kind of what I live by.
I like that. How now that you are, you've got a family, you're doing the home life and stuff like that. Do you find it hard or just part of the job to travel or to go and do all these things everywhere? I mean, Chris, you do the conferences, Cap, you're doing conferences, meetups and stuff like that. Like that's a lot of on the road time. Like what sort of what sort of effects would you say you get from that a little bit? Like how do you manage that? Because that one's hard for me now that I'm back on the road again, and that was one of the reasons I kind of got out of film was I was gone a lot, but now I'm trying to remember again, kind of like you said, like it's for the greater good, it's for the future us. So how do you guys kind of manage that?
So our last family trip was actually like a half work trip, and that was
Mm,
to Laricon EU for Amsterdam. And we took the kids, and it was so much fun. And so like that's like the perk, and then we just like take a couple of days off and like extend our trip. So that's like a really fun thing that we've done, and our kids have traveled, to different places because it's just where our jobs take us. And we're like,
mm,
oh, should we all go to Dallas? And like, I'm speaking, let's all take a family trip, and we did. And we have a really good time, and we're really like passionate about showing our kids the world and like traveling with them, so that helps. When it comes to trips like New York, I'll be traveling by myself. We do have a hired nanny, and so
mm.
that takes a lot of that relieves a lot. So like during the day, she's with them, and then um, whoever's home, of course, does the
Yeah.
rest.
Yeah, yeah, and I think we've built like really good systems in place for like putting the kids down for bed and like dinners and all that stuff. And I think like we have a pretty solid routine, and the kids are like thriving on that routine,
Yeah.
and so it's worked out really well. Um, yeah,
Structure. Structure is
structure.
Yeah.
so important. I mean, for kids especially, but like for you, for us, for everybody. And you feel it, like you said last week when you guys weren't on that, or you don't meal prep for the week and you end up at Panda Express. You're like, what the hell am I doing right now? Like, what is this? You do. We definitely. My son's on the spectrum, which I've talked about before. Holy cow, if he doesn't have everything exactly the way it's supposed to, it's chaos. So I
Yeah,
definitely totally understand that. How I'm trying to think. You mentioned the rock climbing, and that is not easy. That's not an easy thing. Why? Obviously, besides the fact that perhaps it's just easily accessible in your location, was that something that you were always inspired by? Or like, what was the drive to do that? And then do you see parallels with the work ethic to learn that and how you take on software or community and stuff like that?
I will give you a little insight to Chris. He is really, really good at physical things like running, like any sport.
Boxing of some
He'll just be
kind?
really, really good at it. And um, rock climbing is one of those things where it's less about strength and more about technique.
Hmm.
And so you have to get into it working on technique. And that became like a little game for us because we're like, we're strong, like we can go into the gym and like lift a bunch, but
hmm
it's not about like if your forearms hurt after you've been climbing, you're climbing incorrectly. And we
Hmm.
didn't know that. Like it should be all in your legs and like that's where the power should come. And so we got into it, was it July of last year?
yeah,
July, like late July or something.
summerish. Yeah,
And we went twice a day, every day for 4 weeks straight. And we got really good at like technique and we'd like work on stuff. And we're like there was one climb that we just worked on for 2 weeks straight.
yeah,
And that's where we like learned like the little techniques. So it's kind of like if you take it to our jobs, um, if you are continually doing something day in and day out and like doing like two a days, like we did two a days at the gym, you're just going to naturally get good at it
Mhm.
faster than if you did it twice a week, you know?
Yeah, putting the reps in, and just like we watched a lot of YouTube videos on just how to do XYZ, and like going through scenarios, like taking pictures of the wall, going home and like planning things out.
I forgot we did that.
Yeah. And
That's hardcore.
It's so lame. Yeah, we take a picture of the route and then we'd like imagine us doing it.
yeah.
Did you put it up in like Miro and like plot the map or whatever?
Should have.
Yeah, we should have. Um, but yeah, I think thanks, Jeff. I I think that we apply that to a lot of things. Like if you're going to go in, just go full send and figure it out, right? I think there's a lot of things that we kind of have hinted at so far. Of if you're trying to do something and you kind of don't commit to it, like if you don't commit to the bit, right? If we're not doing our scheduling, if we're not saying like, oh, this is my focus time, let me focus, then like Cap said, you're kind of like pushing that off onto your future self or all these different things. So I think what we've learned, especially with having kids, especially with having like time constraints, is just having that focus and being intentional about it really matters.
Mm.
And yeah, it's tough to do day in and day out.
I many people probably don't know that right across from you guys is the other side of your office, which I believe is Cap's side, right? Because you're on your side, Chris. Um,
Yep.
how is managing that? I feel like for me, I would be mildly distracted just staring at the person across. Like, how do you guys sort of manage that whole thing? Like work from home, but times two.
How many times do you see my eyeballs?
Never. We actually never see each other. We have like a little partition
Oh,
thing.
Yeah.
nice, nice.
Um,
But we can see each other's eyeballs
yeah, like
if we like.
if
If
we
we just do
lift,
one of
yeah.
these, um,
That's so
I
funny.
think I think we've just been so like heads down when we need to be, that like a lot of days we'll just be in the office and we'll do our thing and we'll leave the office and then go out for lunch or something and be like, I haven't seen you all day.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool, but I mean it also shows how well you can focus on tasks. That is not a distraction. And I think I don't know, for me when I've got the PlayStation over here and Jack will occasionally come upstairs and make cameos and stuff. It's distracting, but I don't know, for me like that's a reminder of why I am here. You know, I wanted to work from home, so I had more access to these things. So I love that. I do need focus tips from you guys, by the way.
Yeah. No, I love that too.
Who was it that said the 90-minute focus? Or was it 90 minutes or 2 hours?
Was it Huberman?
I think it was. Because usually focus modes are like zero. I can't reach. Or
She
that's
can't
like
reach
two,
me.
you know,
It's
I'm
too
too much.
far.
I feel like it was 2 hours. But Huberman, I think, said that your deep focus should be 2 hours. And correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, but and you need to have a warm up phase and you need to have a cool down phase.
Hmm.
And so we've kind of like done that with us because so my warm up phase is like outlining what I want to get done in that focus block. And then I close down everything that I don't want to distract me. So this is like my warm up. And then I focus and I get a lot done in those like 2 hours. It's really amazing what you can get done when you don't have like Twitter open on a screen and
Mm.
you keep getting distracted by it. I even like put my phone on do not disturb and I just like focus. And then I give myself like 10-minute cool down. And that's where I like go back to my checklist. Am I happy with how this worked out? Do I want to like continue working on this bit? Did I finish this? Any other like Slack messages I have to like follow up on? But the warm up and the cool down have been like super helpful because usually we think, oh, if we have a work focus block, we need to just go right into it. And that's never worked for me. And so learning this warm up and cool down has been very helpful.
Yeah. And for me, adjusting to like the manager's schedule of meeting,
Mm.
gap meeting has been interesting and challenging for sure. I think I am fine with the warm up period. I'm terrible at the cool down period. I don't reflect. I don't like go back and look at what I did and how I did that day but then I feel terrible because it's like, oh, I did nothing that day. But if you like look at what you did, there's just like full list. Well, I will say what Huberman also says to do is that like you have your 2 hour sessions, right? But in the middle of the day, you should have NSDR, which is non sleep deep rest.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I do that all the time. I just go lay down on lay down on the rug, close my eyes, and just like 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah,
And
how
I'm
long
like,
am I supposed to do that again?
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
3 hour block
Oh,
yeah.
for
Like,
sure.
perfect.
wow,
Okay.
I'm already doing these things.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think as far as like the time boxing again and schedule and structure, it's so important, and I think a lot of people can really thrive in that environment. I notice it too when I just have kind of a chaos schedule for the day and just don't plan. If you fail to prepare, prepare to fail, right? That's what they
Yes.
say. Um, I love that. Kind of just in the vein of like talking about like advice or feedback and stuff, I remember that you briefly started hosting a vlog or a podcast. I remember it was both of you chatting about things. How many episodes was that? And
Yeah, I don't even know if you can call it briefly.
It was one.
a blip.
A blip. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What was kind of the thought behind that? Where did it go? Is it coming back? And can you talk about, you had an acronym in there that I
Mm.
can't remember, but I wanted to revisit it because I still remember all the points somewhat. I can
Mhm.
kind of paraphrase them, but it really resonated with me because again, it wasn't necessarily just a way to interact with your partner or relationship building. I think it's like an overarching theme here. So there's about 8 questions for you guys to unpack.
So I mean, we're hoping it comes back. It's just not on the calendar. So if
Yeah.
it made it to the
Yeah, there you
calendar,
go. Okay.
it would happen. Um, yeah, we'll probably
There
do
it
it.
is.
The idea was that like we created like a little journal, like even if nobody watched it, we have something that's just like, oh, mom and dad talking, and like,
Mm.
kids, if you want to see this, this is what we were like, and like,
Yeah.
um, but that's like the idea behind it. And then what was the last part?
Um,
You're,
team.
yeah,
Oh, and
team.
then team, our
Yes.
acronym.
Yes.
So I'll let you do team.
Yeah. Yeah. I want it to come back. I think it's really fun, especially like when we just talk because we do this normally, right? And just like reflect on our week, reflect on our day. I think there was like this period where I started overthinking it as like, oh, it could be like this podcast, blah, 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 blah. But like all of our best projects started as journals for ourselves, right? Like my blog a long time ago was just a journal for myself. So I think if we lower the barriers, I lower the it's my fault. Uh, but yeah, so team is an acronym that we do at the end of every day, and basically it's our way of like cooling down on the day. So T starts for touch, and we do this exercise together. So it's like holding hands or something, right? Um, you want to do E?
E is educate. So something you learned today, something I learned today is, oh gosh,
You
you
got
go
you
first.
can't break contact, right? Like
Yeah,
that's
you have to like,
Yeah, you have to hold. I see. You saw me try to break contact. She did good. She did good. No, no, she kept me
yeah.
there.
She's locked in.
Yeah, and like we've been adding like tea time to this, so we have some tea. We do this, but okay, educate. Man, it's only been.
half the
I was
day.
gonna say it's only been like a couple hours in the day. It's already like 2 p.m. for us. Oh boy.
We usually do something we learned that day. You can't think of anything right now. And then,
No, 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 no. Take 10 seconds.
okay. Oh, today I learned that if you stain or if you paint the beam on a deck, it will ruin the glue for that beam and ruin the integrity of your deck. So you can only stain that beam. You cannot paint it because it will lock in moisture and ruin that beam. and that's like a supporting beam. I learned that today.
Oh, is this a
because
beam
of
you
the
have to
HOA
replace?
Yeah,
question.
we have the
We
HOA
have
thing.
we have
Oh,
an HOA thing going on right now.
oh boy.
Um, yeah.
What'd you learn today?
What did I learn
And
today?
it can be anything that's like tech or life
Hmm.
or like something we learned about ourselves, something we learned about like, yeah, anything.
Yep. Uh, oh boy. I learned that I had to do a meeting right before this one as far as like pitching, like kind of a sales call ish.
Hmm.
They're not that scary.
Look at you. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I like don't like, the sales like fully tech background, dude behind the computer coding it up, somebody else go sell it. But yeah, it was kind of nice.
You stepped out of your comfort zone a little bit,
Yeah.
and
Yes,
it
and it
ended up being
wasn't so
okay.
scary.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Good job.
And then A of team is something we appreciate that the other person did that day. So, um, and we don't ever speed through this. We like take our time and like really like care about these answers.
Hmm.
Um, I appreciate that you brought in the Costco diapers and wipes for me today.
Doing the hard things.
On
Kirkland
your end.
signature.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and something about appreciate too, like we kind of started out as like generic things, like thanks for being so kind today. But then after the third time, you have to like start getting more specific into smaller things like that. So I appreciate that she went to our favorite tea shop yesterday and got this new black tea, made us some black tea for the morning because we're usually coffee people in the morning. We like almost never do tea. But yeah, we had a tea morning and that was nice.
Nice.
And then M is me time. So anything you just want to like get off your chest, you're just like, I just need time for myself to just like talk, you know? So it's just me time. My me time is I I'm a little sad to like leave this week and go to New York
Mm.
and leave our babies and leave you. That's my me time.
Mm.
But I'll be back quick.
Yeah. Um, Me time. We will miss you, but I think I'm gonna build like a bunch of forts.
We have so much
We're gonna
fun.
have so many couch forts.
I
We're
get
gonna
so
do
many
a
videos.
blanket forts. But the last time she left, like something happened, and I like poked my eye on something. I forget what it was.
That's right.
And then I'm just like walking around the kids. I like can't see the kids if they go into this side of my face. It was chaos.
You had to wear an eye patch.
Yeah, I had to get an eye patch and
Oh,
go to the eye doctor. Um,
that happened to me. That happened to me too. I took a finger playing basketball. It messed my eye all up. I had to have
oh,
surgery and everything. Yeah, dude, eyes are scary.
eyes are
Oh,
scary. It's so crazy
it's
that they
yeah.
don't get more injured
Yeah, that's
with
true.
how like gentle they are.
Yeah, it's very true. Are you
And that's
going?
team.
Oh, go ahead.
That's
That's
team.
it.
That's it.
That's
Yeah,
I love that.
if we could
That's
reach you, Jason.
Yeah, you'd be in
yeah.
on
Yeah,
this.
There we go. Next time. Next time. We'll do it in New York. We'll do a big Vercel meetup one.
Yeah, we're all
just
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 like,
all in a
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah. Um, you got to get the West Boss made that big cardboard cut like toolkit. Did you see that, Chris? You got to get
No.
that. Oh yeah. He 3D printed this whole like Milwaukee version of cardboard tools like cutters and screws.
fun.
Yeah,
That's
for
fun.
fording. Very cool. Um, so, oh gosh, you mentioned tea. What's the process for tea for you guys? Are you coffee? Well, I know we've talked about coffee before because I sent you that French press, and you guys
Mhm.
mentioned like the health stuff. Have you been able to find a large quantity coffee maker that's all metal?
So
Completely off topic. Now that you
yeah,
got me
yeah, yeah.
thinking about
No,
that.
so we just have like a super auto espresso machine, um,
Stainless steel, but like
Yeah.
they're
ceramic
plastic
ceramic bowl.
components.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's we've got that big stainless steel French press, but quantity wise, I just in the morning I need more sometimes, and
yeah,
that's hard. Um, obviously health being important to you, obviously sustaining life is important. What are some things that you do for yourselves to kind of maintain that? Obviously, again, like eating right, stuff like that, exercising. What else? Meditation, you yoga. What else do you do?
So we really love being on the ground. This sounds, yeah, we love being on the ground. Like we love like creating open space. And so we used to have a table on our deck and we got rid of it. We put it downstairs and we now just have a rug on our deck.
Hmm.
And in the morning, the sun hits it perfectly. And we wake up around like 6:30. So we get the sunrise right on that spot. And so we like to go outside and just like start our day with like vitamin D. And it's really cold right now in the morning. And so it's like not as long as we want, but just like taking that time where it's just you outside on the deck, on this empty deck, sit on the rug and just like be.
yeah. I think we like really loved the move to Colorado, and we talk about how like good it was for us, for family. I think one of the stats that kind of like pushed us into this is the average kid is like does 7 minutes outdoors per day, and we're like that
Wow.
seems wildly low, but maybe it's not 7 minutes exactly, but I imagine it is a really low number. So for us, just being like getting the sunlight, getting all that outdoor time, um, that's why we like kind of enjoy this move. We have the e-bikes, doing the Colorado things. Yeah,
And then outside of like outdoor stuff, I really like to read. And
Mm.
like I wish I had more time to just read. And then I also really like to play the piano. So those are like
Oh,
my two, I go in my own little world and read or play the piano.
awesome. Are you physical books or do you have a Kindle?
Physical.
Yeah.
I did Kindle for a while and I really loved it. I think both are really great, but I'm in my physical book form era.
Yeah. That's my wife reads a lot too, but she likes to have the physical books, so we have stacks of them at this point. What is the genre that you're into?
So I just read Hello Habits.
Hmm.
I don't remember the author's name, um, but it is pretty much like 50 tips on how to build habits and like keep them. And that one was one that I really enjoyed.
And then what was something from that book that really stuck with you? That there's 50 of them. I doubt you remember all of them. So what was like there had to have been a couple that you're like, "Oh yeah, this is my jam."
I don't remember specifically how it was worded, but it was pretty much like most people think that if you keep a habit, like if you make a habit or if you make a goal and you create a habit out of it, then you have like a lot of willpower. But that's not necessarily the case. That's just because planning went better. So he talks a lot about like the study where the kids would be given 2 pieces of candy, and it's like if you don't eat it, you get 4 pieces, but if you eat it now, then that's it.
I would
So
eat them immediately.
Oh yeah. He'd be halfway through explaining it. I'd be like, "What?
Yeah,
What?"
whoa, whoa, whoa.
So like that's like the idea is most people think it's willpower, but like reading the book, you understand that it's just like it's more the drive you have, and if it matters a lot to you, you'll make that habit a habit. And like he talks a lot about how most of our day is just habits. Like we have a habit to make coffee, we have a habit to um, eat at a certain time, we have a habit to go to sleep. Like these are just habits that we naturally do, and if you want to build a habit, if it matters enough to you, it doesn't take strong willpower. It'll just naturally happen. And so he gives
Hmm.
like tips on how to do that.
Nice. Yeah, that
Chris just asked in the chat, what book is this? It's called Hello Habits.
I'll
I don't
track
remember the
that
author,
up.
but he wrote, I think he's written 2 books.
Mm.
I'm getting the Amazon link here. This was Fumio Sasaki. Does that sound
Yep.
right? Okay.
Yep.
I mean, I probably butchered the name, but it was close enough that you recognized it. So,
Yeah.
all right, I dropped that in the chat there for you, Chris. I'll have to check that out. Do you have a goal that you've set for yourself as far as how many books you want to read?
No, I try and do like one a month. The
Hmm.
one that I have right now, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like 700 pages long, and I don't think I want to like commit to that. So I'll probably return that back to the library.
Hmm.
I gotta
That's
find a different book. So if anybody has any recommendations, I am open.
that is a very big book. I mean, I only read a couple of the same book over and over. How to Win Friends and Influence People is on all my electronics. I have a
Mm.
couple physical copies that I keep with me too, and just read it when I have time, like a little down. I always bring it when I travel. Um, Something like that where you can just go to consistently good information that just for God, how old is that book and it still very much rings true. Um, I'll send you a couple though. I've read a couple that you might find kind of interesting. How important is goal planning to you as far as like just overall in general in life? I don't know that outside of, I guess when I reflect now, when I think about goal planning, like I was very, let's just get up and see what happens. But I feel like now that I have responsibilities, like my priorities as far as like stuff like that has changed. Like how important is that to you guys?
Yeah, I mean very important. I think we like setting like the big goals, um, and then just trusting that our weekly planning and that like those micro level things will add up to the big one, right? And I think right now, what's our big goal right now?
A goal that, I mean, the climbing gym in the morning is a big goal that we've been having to
Mm,
get like in the gym more.
yeah.
So we take turns on who goes to the gym, and we go every morning, every weekday morning before
Nice.
they wake up and before, yeah, before the kids wake up.
Yeah, yeah. I think we've done a good job at like fine tuning all of the different little goals here and there. And yeah, swinging back to fully being committed to a gym schedule is definitely big. Yeah.
What other personal, excuse me, personal or professional kind of goals or things do you have on your radar that you're setting out to do? Like where do we see you guys in a couple years?
In a couple of years.
Yeah. Speaking of goals and planning,
Yeah.
You know, we don't really look out that far
hmm,
much.
We we did, but I feel like so we were pretty like goal oriented in the past 5 years as far as like big rocks per year.
hmm,
Um, like we have these like anchor events that we call them per year, right?
okay.
So I think 2019,
Well, 2020
yeah,
was our
2020 starts
house.
it. Yeah.
2021, we got married. 22, first kid. 23, second kid. 24,
Moved to
Colorado.
Colorado.
And then 25, our dream jobs
Dream
Yeah.
is like
jobs,
a
nice.
big anchor event, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we're in this point where like we've made it to like our dream location that we want to live. We've made it to our dream jobs. We have our kids that are like awesome and growing. And yeah, moving forward, it's like continue more of this. But if you could ask us like, oh, what are the big rocks? What do you got to do
Yeah.
next? It's interesting because up until now we've had them, but
We don't really
You're
have them
kind
yet.
you're kind of in that place now. Yeah, and I guess maybe if I was to sort of rephrase that, like, what are you guys projecting your next anchor point to be, or like that anchor goal? I like the way you worded that too. That's interesting.
yeah, I don't know what this year's anchor event will be.
And we actually talk about that. Like, what is our anchor event? And we don't know right now,
Yeah.
but it will come to us and then we'll work towards it.
It
and then
will.
we'll come back on. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
will.
and then
And
we'll
then
tell you all
you
about
can
it.
make the formal announcement. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got about 10 minutes left, and again, I totally appreciate both of you for being here. Yes. Are you guys going to schedule the podcast again? Because I think that just the dynamic you two have in that organic conversation and hearing people do that can be really inspiring for a lot of people. Um, so will you schedule it? Will you commit to that? One more episode by the end of the year.
That's our anchor event.
That's our
Episode
That's
number
your
4.
anchor. I would love
Yes,
that.
I think yes, 100% yes.
Here's the thing. Chris wants it to be very polished, and I want it to be kind of like a little
Shoot from the iPhone type
yeah, yeah.
thing.
So
I'm
we're
like, all right,
finding that
we
middle
got
ground.
camera A here. I'm gonna switch to camera B, and then we're gonna have a chat. And then I've got 3 lights, and
This
yeah, I gotta lower some expectations on my end.
this is great though. This brings up a really great point. How do you find compromise when it comes to these types of things? Because again, this is also you two could just be working professionally, but
Mhm.
as a relationship, how do you operate where compromises need to be made? And I can see both sides of this because I do both very
Yeah,
much as far as
yeah,
like, oh yeah, I have to set up all the lights. I need a 2 shot here, or
yeah.
I'm just winging it. So how do you navigate that?
Not to be cheesy, but I have never worked with someone who is so easy to work with. And Chris is the easiest person to work with. And so like compromise is not like a battle between us. Like we're not like, no, if I don't get it like this, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
We we do compromise very well. And I don't know how to like help me ex-
Yeah, one thing, like I think both of us understand the bigger picture of things. Like we both know that, oh, like that's not the end of the world. Like why am I dying on this hill for camera C at this point? You know, like
for camera C.
yeah, I need it.
I
Yeah.
need it.
um
We're both really good at just hearing each other out and being like, oh yeah, like I don't feel strongly either way. Let's go with that plan, you know?
yeah, I forget where we got, I think it was Jeff Bezos, but his thing was like I disagree, but let's commit.
Hmm.
And I think we
Yeah.
both do that pretty well as far as, yeah, it's fine. Like, let's try it. We both know that everything is an experiment. Everything can be tweaked and improved the next time. So, honestly, the reason why we haven't done one yet is it just hasn't been on the
It's just
calendar.
not on the calendar. It's not because we're still like compromising about camera C. It's just
Yeah.
because now we're at a point where it's like, yeah, it just has to make it to the calendar.
Like, this setup is fine for it, I think, um, which is what we did last time for episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did. I do need to see Camera C make one appearance though at some point in this next episode. That would be fantastic. Oh, that made me think of another question, but I forgot what it was. We're almost done with time though. I do usually ask this at the end, and I want to make sure you both have time to, because I'm sure you both have similar answers, but also have a little bit of nuance on each side of it. What does success look like to both of you?
Mm.
Personally or
Yeah, both. Yeah.
in work?
The yes. And maybe
uh,
that's where you'll align a little bit on the personal level, but I feel like both of you also would have kind of separate independent answers for professionally, or maybe they are the same. I don't know.
yeah, I think on the personal level, um, like we've asked ourselves, you know, like what is the goal of life? Just big question, right?
Do you know your answer?
I think I remember my
Yeah,
answer. She asked me
I
like
asked him this.
5 different times over the last like 5 years.
Like, what's the meaning of life? What is like a successful life to you? And he always has the same answer.
but I don't remember saying the last answer. So it's like, oh, good, I got it right this time compared to previous Chris.
It's a test.
Yeah, yeah. But it's always been to be happy. Like, and if you had asked me in my 20s, it was like to be successful, to like build a business, to like do all these things. But I don't know, like it's fine, it's cool, but uh, no amount of success is like if you're unhappy, who cares, right?
Mm,
So I think on a personal level, to be happy, and then I really didn't understand fully like what a goal in the professional world would look like, but also on that side to be happy. Like I think we've both landed at really good spots, working with great people, um, like servicing two great communities. It's just a joy to like wake up and do that thing. So for me, I don't know, not waking up and saying, "Ugh, I got to do this again."
mm. I like
Yeah,
that. I like that one a lot. Happy to work, happy just to live. Happy home,
yeah.
happy
Happy to
happy
be. Yeah,
office, happy to be. Nice.
yeah.
What was your response to that question there then, Cap? I picture you asking him this in like Costco too. You're like checking out and you're like,
Yeah,
"Hey, what?"
I'm like holding the
Yeah.
diapers.
We like get into like really deep like idea based conversations and like the weirdest way like spots. Like Costco is not far off probably.
Hmm.
And Trader Joe's were like, all right, so what's the meaning of life?
Yeah,
By the way, should I get these vegan pepperonis?
yeah.
Yeah. So like it's true, like happiness is really, really important to us. And like last week we had something really sad happen to us, and that's why like the whole week was kind of like messed up.
Mm,
And so like that bit of sadness put us in this like loop of just like, oh now we're failing at this, oh now we're failing at this. And last week was not a good week for us. Like we didn't perform at our best. Um, but we always like come back to it because we know that just because we had a bad week or a bad day doesn't mean that that defines the rest of our life.
Hmm.
So we're really good about checking in with each other and like, hey, like, how can I help you be happier? You know, like, are you like, do you need more piano time? Do you need more time to like read your book or like to play your video game or like whatever it is? Like, and so we check in on each other. And if somebody can't give the full 50%, then we take 80 while they get 20. And it like, so we like keep that balance. Um, but yeah, happiness is like something we're always striving for.
I love that. And wow, you guys are so adorable. I love that. It's really great to see. I mean, especially in this world now, like seeing you two just thriving together and the positivity you give each other is like super cool. So I love it. And thank you again so much for hanging out with us for a little bit today. Shout out to Vercel again. The meetup is Wednesday. If anybody is in the New York City area, I think the information is there on Vercel's page. Go sign up. I've been sending the link. I had a couple extra people sign up to come and hang out. So
Nice.
Nice.
um, that'll be fun. And then what's coming up for Laravel that we might see you in there, Chris?
Yeah. Well, we just had the biggest launch that
Yeah,
Laravel's
no big
ever
deal.
seen. Yeah, yeah. It's something that the Laravel community has been looking to build for like a long time, Laravel Cloud. And we released like four other things that day. So we have some good stuff in the pipeline coming. We have Night Watch coming, which is a new product. Um, but yeah, I think for Laravel, we're in the kind of like we did the high part. We're kind of like in this let's build up. I think the next big event for us will be Laracon US, which is actually here in Denver. So yeah,
Whoa, stay tuned. And tickets are available for that, correct? I believe.
correct.
Yeah,
Laracon.us.
there you go. Which you can also find there because I didn't get that link. So head over to their Twitter page and you can check that out. Well, thank you again so much. I will be down at the event at in New York for Vercel. If anybody's going to be there, come and say hi. You can see anywhere where we're going to be or where we're going to be streaming there, which is also hosted at Vercel. Shout out to Vercel. Love that. Other than that, thank you again so much to everybody that was hanging out with us today. Chris and Kap, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Hang out for a second backstage so I can say thanks. And we'll see you soon. And remember, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. I hope you all have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.